watched any of my videos before, you could probably guess that I love a themed room, which means of course I'm a huge fan of themed hotels. And coincidentally, over the past couple years, there has been one being built in my province. So today, we are going to be recreating the Hazelnut Inn in The Sims 4. Obviously, before we get into any building, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Hazelnut Inn owners and staff, specifically Becky, for this opportunity. This video is not sponsored, however, my partner and I were invited to stay a night free of charge. While I start creating the shell, let me tell you a little bit about the Hazelnut Inn. The concept of this themed hotel was thought up by the owners, Peter and Haley, on their honeymoon, in which they stayed in a restored castle and wanted to bring the magic that they experienced to more couples. They have spent the last decade planning and building this beautiful hotel with their family, who build beautiful and highly detailed structures, mostly for theme parks. If you want to see more of our stay at the Hazelnut Inn and learn a little bit more about the people responsible for this beautiful themed hotel, I have posted a little extras video for my YouTube members and on my Patreon. Now, this shell was definitely a little bit of a pain in my butt, if I'm being honest. This was my first time ever building from memory/blueprints. The Hazelnut Inn team were so kind as to send me these blueprints, which helped me so much, as I don't know what I would have done without them. However, I do not wish building with rounded walls on my worst enemy. Anyways, we are going to be recreating 2 out of the 3 suites. More on that later. Let's start decorating the exterior. Hey besties, I'm just popping in here to kindly ask you to use code Ryeua Sim next time you're going to be purchasing anything Sims from the EA app, as I receive a small commission when you do so. As you probably saw in the shell creation, I jumped around from lot to lot for a little bit, but I think I've decided that I want to build on this lot in Windenburg because I wanted the area around it to be a little bit foresty. Originally, I wanted to go with the world from Realm of Magic. However, that world didn't have big enough lots. Here's our shell all finished. So sorry about the lighting. Maybe we'll bring a sim here in a second, but let's start with the North Star. Now, this was not the suite my partner and I stayed in. However, we were so lucky as to get to tour it. And of course, we filmed it all for you guys. First, to get to the North Star suite, you'll have to walk up this gorgeous stairway where you'll find lush gardens and whimsical artifacts. And can we just take a moment to appreciate how absolutely stunning the garden and exterior of this suite is? There's literally a part of a boat sticking out of it. So I'm a bit tired today. I'm sorry guys. So I did forget to hit record for the first couple of minutes, but that's okay. I decided that I wanted to work on this top area first. And so I added burnt yellow color for the turret here, and then added these wood slats for the boat part. I made the roof this like brown cottagey looking slat, as well as give it a roof trim. One thing I did forget was that there is a little, I forget what it's called, like an awning or something that goes over top of the door. However, since it's on a rounded wall, I can't use a roof piece. So I think instead I'm just gonna use this little roof piece from Snowy Escape. It's not perfect, but it's similar enough in my opinion. I might change it later. We'll see. I found this piece here actually, and I think I like it a little bit better. So I'm gonna go with this one. Moving on to the door, I added a little rounded door like the one that is on the front of the North Star, but we need a bigger door. We need a bigger door and it needs to be dark brown. I don't think we're gonna get anything with the cobble around it, unfortunately, but I mean, never say never, I guess. Oh, wait. Okay, wait, that's kind of perfect. On the side here, there is a little window that also has some cobblestone around it. I don't know what we have for that though. We have these, but that's not really what the window's giving. It's more square. I think honestly, I'm just gonna go with this window here to stick with the theme of like the door. I think it looks cute. At the top here is some windows and they're very small. I think these work. For the last bit of windows, the boat section here, very elaborate. We're gonna have to work on that in a little bit, but I do want to see if we have any blue windows that kind of give that like pirate core vibe. I think those do the job. Speaking of the boat section, let's try to figure out something here. I'm also trying to figure out if I actually want this part. I wish I could use this boat piece, but just the bottom half of it, because we still need this to be functional and it just won't be if this is sticking out of it. Okay, I think this shape is a little bit better and I'm gonna go with this brick here. And I'm gonna use the same brick here as well. Cute. Okay, I like that. And so luckily we have one of these because there is, what are these called? A lie? I feel like that's not correct. It's something to do with the wind, I feel like. But there is one of these on top of the roof of the North Star. And that's like kind of the basics of what this looks like. We definitely need to decorate it up. I want to add some details with like cracks and maybe some more exposed brick. Okay, cute. I think that definitely added some character to it. Now I want to quickly finish up this boat here. I still am a little unsure, honestly, of what to do. We need to add something around here for like texture, and it needs to be blue because the detailing on the boat is blue. I already added this sail, which helps, but we need more. We could possibly do something with this. Oh, hold on guys. Wait, I think I'm about to cook here. Okay, wait, I feel like that actually looks good. I added this wainscoting all around in blue, and then I colored in just the top part here, this like blue color as well, and made all the windows blue and black. And I feel like it looks similar to the boat. I'm a little sad though, because so in my head, I had this great idea to use the paraslides. Oh, I guess I can use this one. And I'm gonna add this, whatever this is, roof detail, because it's got some fancy stuff like that on the boat. Can you tell I'm really good at describing things? Fancy stuff. And a little silly, but I added these fans out of the bottom here to kind of create something similar to the intricate carvings that are on the boat. And I feel like it actually kind of brings it together, not gonna lie. Maybe it looks terrible in your opinion. I actually think it doesn't look that bad. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Let's start working on this staircase / garden area. First, for this exterior part here and here as well, I believe. This is all made out of like a chunky brick fence. I guess we'll see what we have. Ooh. Although it's a little short, it might just be what we have to do. Now we have to find a wallpaper that's gonna match this somewhat. Honestly, this isn't bad. It's kind of giving a little bit.
2 seconds later.
So I scrapped the idea of using the fences because I couldn't make it all the same, but I've decided to go with this wallpaper from Jungle Adventure because I like the mossy texture that it gives. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I really like that mossy texture actually. Some of the fence has like this little spiky texture piece all over it, so I'm gonna add it to the exterior walls just because I think it's cute. And I feel like the more layers we put, the more filled out it'll look. For the stairs, they look kind of just like plain, like not super cobbly or bricky or anything like that. I'm just gonna do stairs from the castle kit just to keep it plain. I'm just gonna go with this like basic concrete for the landings here. We're gonna decorate it up with lush landscaping in a little bit, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like. Also, if you're wondering, for down here, if you want to place a half tile, all you have to do is press Control F and then it creates a little half tile. I don't know if I can do a diagonal half tile though. I think we might have to give it some space here. As for the landscaping, I'm gonna start down here. Right as you enter, there's like a little water feature / like rock collection. So I'm just gonna go kind of crazy with placing rocks and bushes and stuff over here. Honestly, I got a little bit carried away and I've done pretty much all of the ramp here, but honestly, I'm really happy with how it's looking. I even added the little statue here. She's looking pretty cutie. But watching my clips back, I am noticing that there is something here. It's like a tower. I think it's functionally like a part of the electrical box because it is attached to it. But let's see what I can create to emulate that. I tried a couple of things and I feel like this, which I think is actually supposed to be like a chess piece or something. I don't know. It's kind of the perfect little makeshift turret. And I feel like it actually blends pretty well with everything we've got going on. So I'm gonna go with that. Anytime I do anything, something goes wrong with these stairs and it really pisses me off. Can't wait to see if this staircase is functional because I'm a little scared. There's lots of stair space, but sometimes, you know, Sims can be a little silly. I also don't think I've ever done this much landscaping in my whole Sims career. So you guys better comment how amazing my landscaping skills are in the comments down below. And I think that's gonna be the landscaping for the staircase here. I'm really happy with how it turned out, honestly. The only thing that I don't love is the color of the stairs and the ramp, so I think I'm gonna change it again. I think I want something just a little bit more cobbly. Oh wait, that's perfect. And one last final touch here, I am just gonna swap out this door. We need something round again, but a little bit more of like outdoorsy rather than, ooh, I kind of love this one from the Realm of Magic pack. I think I'm gonna go with that. The first thing I want to add to this area up here is, I don't know if you saw the tiny clip of me poking my head through this like stone. I want to add something like that. I was thinking of using this grave or this headstone and just sizing it up. I mean, yeah, that'll probably do it. I need to know before we move on actually if a sim can get up here. So let me just see if one of these sims will go up. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? It's just gonna take him forever, but he's gonna do it. Moving on to this gorgeous garden. Let's start with this little corner here. It seems like back here is just kind of a bunch of trees is how I would describe it. I'm gonna add a dirt floor here so that when we add trees, it doesn't look as strange. Just gonna do some landscaping back here. I just want to keep keep it like super duper lush, super full. And then we're definitely also gonna add some rocks because there's a pretty big rock formation right here. I'm just gonna add her. I think I want to get a tree with a thicker stem. I think I meant trunk. Ooh, I really like this tree. Let's go with that. Very magical. Moving on to over here in this corner, it's another little garden patch, except it's got like a little, is the right word Aztec? It's like I don't know. It's an Aztec looking stone statue. Hopefully Aztec is the right word. I'm not sure what we have for that in The Sims, but maybe we'll get lucky and have something from like Jungle Adventure. I kind of want to use this pig. It's pretty much the right size. The only thing I don't love is that I don't love the color. I wish it was a little bit more warm toned. I think I'm gonna go for the pig. I think it just fits. And look how cute he is. And then of course, we just have a lot of shrubbery around the little statue here. And I almost forgot, but I'm gonna use the same, if I can see it, dirt flooring here. Beautiful. Quickly before we do the rest of the landscaping, I'm gonna quickly space out the fire pit area, which is in this corner. I actually think I've made this space a little bit bigger than it is scale-wise in real life, but that's okay. Now the chairs that are outside are pretty simple. They're just kind of like a rattan chair, so I'm not really too worried about it being like 1000% accurate, but I do want to find a fire pit that I deem close enough. We definitely don't have anything like the metal structures that are around the fire pit in real life, but we can definitely get a pretty nice looking fire pit. I kind of like the idea of using this one from the little campers because I like that it has that like copper rim around it to kind of pay homage to the design on it. Honestly, the chairs kind of look exactly like this, which is kind of freaky. And I'm gonna add a little thing here as like a table. Now, pretty much this whole area is covered in landscaping, so I am going to quickly throw that together. But one thing I do want to find first is there is some sort of like square structure, which I actually saw something earlier when I was looking for something for the first garden that we did over here. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, yeah, this. I feel like this actually looks pretty almost exact to whatever that thing is that's sitting there. And off camera, I'm just gonna quickly throw together the rest of the landscaping. Okay, and that's gonna be the landscaping up here. I just threw it together really quickly, but I love how this build looks. I'm just gonna be proud of myself for 1 second. Okay, the second's over. Let's figure out what flooring we're doing for the rest of here so that we can finally move on to the inside. So it's kind of like this mosaic looking brick all around it. Oh, this would be cute. Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to make some like cool round patterns, but I don't think that's the case. Well, maybe then for my sanity, we should just go with something like this. Ooh, oh, there's so many good options. I don't know. I actually think I like this faded one the best, so I think I'm gonna go with her. I'm so sorry I had to turn the AC on. It's getting a little warm in my room, but this is going to be the exterior of the North Star, all complete. I am so happy with how it turned out. Let's move on to the interior. Stepping into the North Star suite, you will be immediately greeted with stunning visuals. The entryway / living room is filmed with gorgeous pirate core decor. That rhymes. My favorite part is the gorgeous painted design on the vaulted ceiling. And I'll probably mention this again later, but every detail that you see in these suites is done by hand. Isn't that insane? Moving on, we have a cute little kitchenette and dining area, as well as a romantic soaker tub for two, embedded in these faux boulders. Walking up this gorgeous cobblestone-esque staircase, you'll find probably the most gorgeous bathroom I have ever seen. Like, this is the vanity of my dreams. And last, but certainly not least, you will find the sleeping quarters, decorated with candles and carvings of mermaids. So this is the floor plan that I've put together for the interior. It's definitely an interesting layout for sure, but this is what we're working with. Starting with the living room, the walls are a little bit two-toned in here. They're like brick at the bottom and then dark blue everywhere else. Do I think that we are going to have a wallpaper like that? No, ma'am. But I'm gonna try. Maybe we'll have a siding like it. I mean, I was gonna say this could work, but I don't know. I think it's giving a little bit too siding. Although it's not the red brick, it does still kind of capture the vibe of what it looks like in here. And the floors for this living room area are like just a tile is what it looks like to me. Also, I feel the need to say that this room is not for scale. It's a little bit off. So before anyone comments that, I do apologize. It is a little bit off for scale, but that's just The Sims 4 for you. Okay, I actually think that that's really accurate. Also, yes, I did forget about the top layer. Let me quickly quickly put the wallpaper the same color. Nice. And this wall up here is also this dark blue color, so I'm just gonna follow suit. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this area here. I could just use a brick because the railing area here is like brick with a stair railing, which I could do. It's definitely a little bit different than what it actually looks like, but I wanted to somewhat match what we've got going on here so it's like cohesive. And the railing to me kind of looks like this, honestly. So I'm just gonna go and do that, and then we can just connect it with the perfect. Honestly, I'm gonna worry about the stairs later when we get to that part of the build. I'm just gonna focus on the living room right now. Stair schmares. But I did add this fireplace here. Now I'm looking for a picture of a boat in the dimensions of a TV to put over the fireplace here. So far, not looking so good. I mean, I'm looking at this picture here. It has water in it. It doesn't have a boat, but I feel like it's gonna give the vibe that I'm looking for. Okay, cute. Over to the right here. I don't know how I keep doing this to myself, but I keep forgetting to press record. But basically, I added the living room furniture. I added the couch, the black armchair, some side tables that I haven't decorated up yet, a place to hang your coat, the beautiful rug, the beautiful coffee table, and unfortunately, we can't do as intricate of ceilings as they have, but I did decide to add this starry night ceiling because I just think it gives good vibes. And it makes the ceilings a little bit more interesting. I'm gonna decorate up this area a little bit as well. I'm definitely gonna need to do a lot of cluttering in here to make it seem full, but I'm up for the challenge. I added this gallery wall that they have above the door, and I think it looks so cool. I am looking for something rope-wise. I added this, but I feel like I need something more, and I don't know if we have anything. I mean, it's okay. It's not the best. Maybe I'll find something later, but would it be better just to not have anything? I don't know. I think I'm gonna search in debug. So I searched far and wide in debug and on the gallery, and I couldn't find any rope, but I did find these string lights, and I also added in these lanterns that kind of look like they're hanging on chain, but like rope adjacent. And I added a little bit of the net up here with some off-camera cluttering. This is going to be our living room all complete. It's kind of hard to show because this whole place kind of looks a little bit funky right now. I completely deleted the staircase because it was bothering me, but we'll go back to that later. Let's move on to the kitchen. The first notable thing about the kitchenette is that the dining area is a little counter that comes off of here. It's just for 2 people. It's quite small. I'm not sure what I'm going to use for the counters though. I want something that looks a little like medieval, obviously pirate core vibes. I think this actually would go nicely. The only difference is that it's rounded, but I don't think it really matters that much because I like just literally can't make it rounded. Never mind. Okay, I think I kind of created the kitchenette area. I think I could do well with a little bit of a half wall here, so then I can make it blend with the wall a little bit more. I wish we had more like hobbly pillars because we have like none. I think the Sims can still get up there. I'm just gonna play test it really quick just in case. I was wondering why he couldn't get up there, and it's because of the stairs. Every time I touch anything, these stairs get messed up for some reason. I don't know why. If you download this off the gallery and the stairs are messed up, be forewarned. Oh, perfect. He can still get up there. Awesome. Now, the floor over in the kitchenette area is the same as the stairs. So it's like this like cobbly texture. Honestly, it kind of looks like this. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. And the walls to me in here look like the same as the outside. So I am just going to bring in that same wallpaper. Instead of a full refrigerator, this kitchenette has a mini fridge. We have this little gray one that we got. I think we got this from an XD drop or maybe like a quest thing, but I like this. I think I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it in brown, make it fit a little bit better. I wish we just had like counter slabs because I would love to put a counter over top of this, but it's just not something I could do. Let's add a little sink. The kitchen is not gonna be 1 for 1 because there's a couple of things that are in here that I need to add that I can't do because it's just not how The Sims works. But let's add a microwave. There's also a Keurig, which I think I will just add a coffee machine on the counter. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna add the microwave on top of the mini fridge here, and then I'll add a little coffee bar over here. And how I'm gonna do this is on an island countertop. Put this back, size this down, and then I can place wherever I please. And then I can also add cute little stuff to make it a coffee bar. I also see a toaster, which we don't have. Why did I think that we had a toaster? Right, the eating area. Let's add some stools so people can actually sit and eat here. Also in this little kitchenette area, they have this really cute little built-in shelf here, which I wonder if we have something that can kind of emulate that, because obviously we can't make an actual built-in shelf. I created this little thing using, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but this item from Life and Death, and I feel like I kind of killed it. Not gonna lie. We need some very cute, like blue, possibly floral curtains on on these windows here. Not sure what we have, but keep our hopes up. This works, this works. Okay, cute. I like how this kitchenette looks. There's also a random column here. It's definitely a lot bigger than this one, but we don't have super big columns, so this one will have to do. Now for the hard part, which is going to be the soaker tub. Now the soaker tub is gorgeous. However, it is in a formation of rocks, which I'm worried is gonna be difficult to do, but I believe in myself. Builds like these make me so nervous just because of the fact that I feel like everything is gonna change if I move one thing. Okay, moving on to the soaker tub. The obvious choice is this hot tub. I know it's not circular like it is in real life, but we do not have a circular tub in The Sims 4, so this is what we're just gonna have to work with. My main goals for this soaker tub area is one, to make it functional. That's a goal of mine, and to make it look like it did in real life. I'm gonna have Rami speed it up over while I'm talking because I feel like I need to lock in to do this, and hopefully when I cut back to you, I have a beautiful boulder engulfed soaker tub. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, this is the tub that I put together. I'm gonna check really quick if it's functional, and I really hope it is. I went to go have him get in the tub, and the freaking stairs! I'm sick over them. Fingers crossed, everybody. Can he get in? Oh my gosh, it's functional! Let's go! Sorry, I'm way too excited about this. Okay, amazing, wonderful. I like how it looks. I think it looks great. So happy with that. Okay, guys, I think it's finally time to tackle these stairs. I still don't know what I want to do because my main problem is that I wanted to do like a nice like cascade of landings, but I just don't think that it's gonna work. I also need to have it be accessible to the bathroom, so there at least needs to be one landing. I would prefer the whole thing to be landings. I think I'm just gonna do one landing. I'm doing everything so slowly because I'm afraid that at any point I'm gonna lose walls. The rounded walls hate me. I think I'm gonna have to change the flooring to match this, which is fine. It's pretty similar, honestly. Well, why would there be a matching floor? Why would there be one? No, that's actually my bad. That's my bad for assuming that there would be a matching floor. Yeah, no, that makes so much sense. I'm so sorry. Why would there not be a matching floor? I don't understand the logic there. I don't know why we can't have matching things in The Sims 4. I'm trying hard to match things here and it's really not going great. I'm gonna use some pillars from Enchanted by Nature because I think that the carvings on them are pretty and will look nice in here, because there's also a bunch of pillars that go up the stairs as well. Why can't they go any taller? There's literally nothing in front of them. Oh, but that one can go taller. Can you guys tell that I'm close to a crash out? One of our rocks is missing, I just realized. Well, that's gonna piss me off. Let me add it back really quick. See, this is the problem with the intricate build. Things just start leaving for some reason. I want to finish up this little area here by adding some paintings. There's not too many things on the wall over here. There are some cracks and stuff, so maybe I will add some of those from outside. By the way, I don't know why I feel the need to clarify this because it probably is abundantly clear, but the wornness of this themed hotel is on purpose. We definitely need a light in this kitchen. It's very dim in here. Maybe a little chandelier would be cute. Oh yeah, that's so much better. I wanted to add these in here because I think that they are fitting to the whole like nautical aesthetic that we've got going on in here. Also in the corner over here, there's like some storage of some sort. Let's see if I can find some sort of like piratey looking storage spot. I feel like something like this over here would make sense, although it's not giving the most piratey. It does have like blankets and pillows. I feel like that's a good spot for that. And we're gonna decorate it up a little bit with some plants. We have to put this guy somewhere. Not entirely sure where, but he just has to be in here somewhere because he's a pirate bear. We add some bath salts, add some artwork over here. Perfect. And I think with those little details, that's gonna be our kitchenette slash soaker tub area all complete. It's a new day and I am going to tackle these stairs in silence though. So I'm gonna have Rami speed it up over this part of me talking, and hopefully I figure out how to make them look cute, make them functional, make them be able to go to the bathroom, and also the sleeping quarters. So let's go to future Ryeua with the stairs done. So apparently I actually did most of the staircase yesterday. I didn't even realize, but this is what I have put together for the staircase. I think it looks okay. I wish it could have been more of a landing, but the walls are just too tall, unfortunately. We do need to decorate up this area a little bit with some artwork. There isn't too much over here, but I'm gonna add a little bit more since once again, the walls are taller. Also gonna change this door. shower. The door to the bathroom is a plain brown door, but it has a little stained glass above it, kind of like this. I think this is actually perfect. The one thing that I know for sure is on the wall over here is there is a tapestry, which this is perfect for that. And I think we'll just probably add a couple of more like trinkets and some more artwork. Okay, cute. Let's move on to the bathroom. Now, like you saw in the tour, the bathroom isn't super large, but there is a built-in shower. So I'm just gonna wall off this area. The bathroom is gonna be a little bit off for scale, but not too much. Now, the colors of this bathroom are absolutely stunning. It has this like gorgeous blue tile that you saw, as well as the walls are covered in red paint. It's just stunning. Let's start with the red. And also let's grab a tile while we're at it. The tile on the floor is super simple. It's just like a white diamond shaped tile. I'm just gonna go with this stone castle floor instead of a tile. I feel like it fits the vibe a little bit more. Okay, so we obviously don't have a tile that's gonna look exactly like this, but we do have this backsplash, which, yes, very different. Color-wise, similar. And it has little nautical things on it, which fits with the pirate vibe. So I am just gonna decorate the bottom half of this wall here with this. And yes, I know that there's this one, but this one's just too light. It's not dark enough. This one is dark enough. And actually something that I'm missing on the outside here is there is supposed to be a little bump out, which I see now is where the sink is. I am just going to create a 1x1 bump out. Maybe we do a 2 bump out. Yeah. Would it be crazy to put an archway in here? Hold on. Because the shape of it is very unique. It has this like rounded top, and I would love to have something like that in here. Okay, I feel like that gives. I decided to go with this instead, and I think I like it better. While we're doing this sink area, we might as well just finish it off. Let's add a pedestal sink. It's such a beautiful sink. It kind of has like a shell shape to it. I feel like this one kind of gives the vibes. And there's actually no mirror above this sink. Oddly enough, it is just a window. I like this window. I feel like it matches the medieval vibe. And I'm gonna add 2 little towel things here like they have, as well as they have a very cute stained glass light coming down from the top there. Hopefully I can find something long enough, one, and similar enough. The light kind of looks like this, so I am gonna go with her. Let's move on to the vanity. The vanity is just like a little desk kinda, so I might just try and find like a desk or maybe a side table. I think I would prefer a side table just because I know it's gonna be a little bit skinnier. Ooh, it kind of looks like this. We'll go with her. And there's a little mirror over top of it like so. There's also a shelf that goes directly above the vanity here, so I am going to copy that. Cute, cute. And then I hope I can replicate this, but underneath that is some string lights, and I really want to incorporate them. Okay, I feel like I accomplished the vibes. So I'm also seeing the problem with this here because there's a stool that needs to go under this, and clearly that's not something that I can do with this one. Okay, this one works. And I'm gonna put this little ottoman size down underneath it. Perfect. Now I just need to clutter up the vanity part here and the shelf over top. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. We do need to add a toilet, of course. There's a towel rack above the toilet, so I'm gonna add that. There's also a tiny trash can in here, so I'm gonna throw that in there. Cute. And then there is the mirror, which is supposed to be parallel with the vanity. However, since that is not the layout that we're doing, we're just gonna throw the mirror right here. Oh, where'd you come from? Before we do that though, really quickly, I'm just gonna add a little archway for the shower. Honestly, I actually might just remove this wall. Do we have a mirror that is as beautiful as the one that they have in this? Oh, I mean, this kind of looks like it. It's just too tall. I need a longer one. This one gives me the same vibes. Oh, we can still put it across the vanity. Okay, let's do that. There's also a little laundry basket next to the mirror, so I'm gonna just throw that there. Now moving on to the shower. I really hope that we have a tile that is similar enough, or at least similar in color. I think this one's similar enough. It's not entirely dark enough, but it'll do. I'm pretty positive that the floors in here are the same as out here, so I'm just gonna do that. It is a rainfall shower, which obviously we don't have, but I'll just add oh wait, no we do. What the heck? Perfect. And it's black hardware in there, so I'm just gonna throw that right here. Do we have a fun shelf that we can put in here? Because I feel like we could really use one, because there is a beautiful oh wait, I feel like that kind of works actually. Both showers in both suites have these like beautiful little like built-in places to put things. This one I feel like is a bit cuter, and I'm just gonna make it white to match. And there isn't actually anything in there, but I'm gonna add some little shower things. This shower also has a beautiful like floral shower curtain that goes across the entrance. I'm actually gonna open it up one. Cute. Okay.
2 seconds later.
Actually, I'm gonna close it off so I can put a shower curtain down, or a curtain down. Do we have a floral curtain like that? Unfortunately, we do not have any floral curtains, at least not any that fit the vibe. And honestly, I'm thoroughly disappointed about it. So instead, I'm just gonna put these two white curtains. I think it looks cute. I do think we maybe need a little bit more light in here. So I think I'm actually just gonna duplicate the light that's over top of the sink and add it in here. And I'm gonna add a pot light in here, but I'm gonna have a sim change the color of it to a more yellowy color. It is actually quite dim in the suite. You could probably tell from that in the video. So I want to keep those vibes. And I think that is going to be our bathroom all complete. Let's move on to the sleeping quarters or the bedroom. Now, as you can see, I've added a little bit of a lifted area here, and that is because it is lifted. And the floors up here are made of wood. So I am going to follow suit and add wood floors. And I'm gonna add wood up here, and I'm gonna turn this into wood as well. And I think the walls are made of wood too. First and foremost, let's get a bed in here. Is a bed gonna fit in here with my little raised up area? I really hope so. I mean, yeah, it's just gonna like not be functional. I have to get rid of my fun thing here. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't have it, but it's okay. Maybe we can add like a shelf or something. I don't know. The sleeping quarters is very specific. The bed frame is kind of built into the wall and has a bunch of candles on top of it. Don't know what I'm gonna be able to do there. Maybe we could find some sort of shelf or something to put behind the bed. But the bed itself is actually, it's like white with a blue duvet cover, which makes sense. This whole place is very blue, so I feel like this bed kind of fits. Okay, cute. Let's see what I can add to make this back area. Okay, wait, I feel like that kind of works. It needs to be a little bit higher, guys. Okay, I used some counters and I switched out the bed for a bed with a lower bed frame, and I think that this looks perfect. We need to add some candles now, and I would like them to be lights so that the Sims don't have to keep lighting them. Okay, I think that's enough candles. There's also some like really unique seashell looking wall lights, and they kind of look like this. So I am going to add these as an homage to that. Now, I don't know what we're gonna do about these mermaids. Let's see what I can find. Guys, I have the best news. In the new Enchanted by Nature pack, there is a mermaid statue on a rock, and it's perfect. I don't know about this rock bit. I wish that it wasn't attached to a rock, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I don't know if the mermaid statues are working out, besties. I have one last thing that I want to try. So this was my last resort idea. I actually don't think it looks that bad. I dressed some mannequins to look mermaid-esque, and I feel like it actually really doesn't look that bad, honestly. I'm sorry if you hate it. Lastly, we need to put some beautiful curtains across here. Let's see what I can find. The curtains kind of look like this, so I think I'm gonna go with this. And I think that's gonna be the bedroom all complete, which means we have completely finished the North Star suite. I love how it turned out. So happy to be done with it though. Moving on to the suite, my partner and I stayed in the Underhill. As a cottagecore lover, you know this suite was calling my name. Walking through the grand gates, you are greeted with the most gorgeous and private garden, where, like the North Star, you'll find a fireplace. However, you'll also find a little pond with some fishies. Unfortunately, I did not film the fishies, but they were very cute. Now, the outside of the Underhill is surrounded by this gorgeous cobblestone. Honestly, I think I might use this one just to give it that like cutesy cobbly vibe. Now, if you play The Sims, you already know this, but we unfortunately are not gonna be able to have a round door, as that simply doesn't exist in The Sims yet. Hopefully sometime soon though. Let's try and find some sort of door that can resemble the front gate maybe. So we could use this one, but I think I kind of want to use this one for the front door, which leaves us with this door, which I think is the one that I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna add a little extra wall on top of here so that I can put a little fence above it. I want to use this one, I think, from the new fairy pack, because I think that adding a little greenery around the top here would just elevate it a little bit. That's pretty cute. And there is this beautiful like tree design with a light coming out of it. Once again, can't do that in The Sims 4, but to pay homage to that, I'm gonna use the pillars from the Enchanted by Nature pack, and I'm gonna squish this in here as well to once again pay homage to the tree area. Now, moving on to the secret garden. The whole thing in here is stone brick. Kind of looks like this, so I'm gonna go with that. Perfect. Moving on to the exterior of the actual suite itself. It's gonna be a little bit bigger than it is in real life, because in real life it's very small height wise, and if I use just a roof to make the shape fully accurate, it wouldn't look very good because it would be way too small. It's a little bit off shape, but bear with me. This whole part is basically doors and windows, but I want to use this door, but it is too small, unfortunately. I might go with this one just because I like the tree-esque design on it, but subject to change. I'm also gonna go ahead before I forget and add some wood pillars because there are lots of wood pillars on this. Now, the roof I'm really excited about. The roof is covered in plants, and Becky, who was showing us around, even told me that she is growing a wisteria that is supposed to be crawled down the front of the suite eventually, and that's gonna look so cool when it's done. But luckily, we have the new moss roofs and the ability to put plants on roofs, but I am worried about this fact because of this. You can't put stuff on rounded roofs. It really is so unfortunate. How are we gonna do this? Let me see. Ugh, this is gonna be tough, guys. Why would they make it so that you can't put anything on rounded roofs? Like, it just is so upsetting. One thing I do know for sure is that there is a tree growing out of the top of the build. I keep calling it the build, the suite. So I am going to put a tree growing out of the top of the house. Gorgeous. I don't know what I want to do for the roof trim because the roof trim of the build is wood. So I feel like I should do wood. I need a thicker one though. Okay. And I think to best replicate what's going on this build, I'm just gonna make it out of wood. It's not looking my favorite at the moment, honestly. I don't really know how to go about this. Okay, I don't really know what I did here, but I switched a bunch of things around, and I think I like how this looks. And I don't think it's that small on the inside. Like, it's small, but it's not like teeny tiny. Okay, we're just gonna rock with this for a little while. See how I feel about it. If I hate it, I can always change it. But I really want to find a door that I like. Maybe we can work with this here as the door, because I kind of like the colors and just the overall vibe of the sliding door aspect of it, even though it's not a sliding door in real life. But now the windows are like half rounded. We have some like this from the Realm of Magic pack. I'm just hoping that we have some bigger ones. Like, this would be perfect if it didn't have lines in it. Okay, sorry, I had to lock in there for a little bit to do this, but I think I like how this looks. Does it look super accurate? No. But does it have a similar vibe? I'd care to say so. Let's work on the foliage around here. I think we're gonna have to use the rounded walls again, which I'm so excited about, guys. I love rounded walls. Don't we know that? I love rounded walls. I love them. So I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm also gonna duplicate it and put it over here, because I'm gonna use some fences, preferably some cobbly looking ones. This one works. Same thing over here. And then in both of these here, they just have some plants. So I am just going to quickly decorate it up in here with some plants. Okay, cute. I think that looks really nice. Over here is where it gets interesting. There is a water feature. The question is, do I want to attempt to create a pond? I think I do. Now I've added the little pond here. I feel like we have to add this in here. I feel like that definitely matches the vibes. Oh, wait, never mind. We should add this rock thing. And then I'm just gonna decorate this whole outside area here with rocks to kind of create like a fence of sorts, as well as creating some dimension down, because it's not a super big pond. There's also a rock on top of it. Maybe I'll have it kind of like raining over this whole part here, kind of similar to what we did with the soaker tub in the North Star suite. Okay, that definitely took me way too long, but here is the water feature. There's supposed to be fish in it, but I don't know if they're really showing up, but that's okay. Let's move on to the last bits of the outside here, which is the fireplace. Now, to me, the fireplace kind of looks like this thing. It's similar, very similar shape-wise. It's just so vibrant, though. I mean, we could use this. You know what? I think that works, and I think it's super cute. I'm gonna pull it off the wall a little bit because there's supposed to be foliage all around behind it, so I'm gonna pull it a little bit forward. It actually, to me, looks like it's the same chairs that I used here, which would make sense. So I'm just gonna do that. And there's a cute little side table, which I will add. Now I think I just need a little bit more landscaping, which I'm gonna have Rami speed up here because I like to just landscape in silence. It just makes more sense, and it's better than me going, and I'm gonna put this here, I'm gonna put this here, I'm gonna put this here. So I'll be right back. And with that cluttering, this is going to be the exterior of our Underhill suite, all complete. I think it looks so good. I do have to check if it's functional though. Come in here. It was not functional because of the thing that I had hanging over the door. Love that. Anyways, let's move on to the interior. Walking into the actual suite, since the Underhill is all one level, you'll pretty much see everything all at once. But the piece de resistance in this suite, in my opinion, is the highly detailed and absolutely gorgeous ceiling, which once again, the whole entire thing was carved and painted by hand. To the right, you have the cutest dining spot for two and gorgeously detailed kitchenette. Following that path path, you'll find another stunning bathroom. I'm not even joking. When I buy a house for myself one day, I will be hiring the designers of the Hazelnut Inn to create a bathroom for me, because are you joking? Next, you'll find yourself in the cozy and charming living room. All the little details in this place are so stinking cute. Lastly, you'll find the comfy quilted bed and another soaker tub for two. Okay, I know it looks a little crazy right now, but I had to move the roof or else it would have been impossible to decorate the inside, but let's move in to the interior. So I'm gonna start off with the floors because they're the same throughout. It's more of a studio, so like the whole area is the same floors. It's actually like diagonal, which I think we do have diagonal wood in here somewhere. Aha, we do. I think I'm gonna start off by building the little kitchenette slash dining area. So first and foremost, I wanna try and find a wallpaper that kind of matches that, which it's like a little floral wallpaper. Ooh, this could be a match for sure. I really wanna use this rose one because the one that's in here does have flowers. Oh wait, we could use this one. Ooh, wait, this is perfect. I'm just gonna do the whole thing with this and then we'll change other parts. Oh, this is better actually without the other thing. I'm actually gonna create a little bump in, bump out, whatever you wanna call it, because the kitchen is kind of sunken in a little bit. So I am going to sink it in to this other utility room. And actually the floor underneath the kitchen is a cobble. Do I dare try to use the circle room so I can have this part be circular? I kind of want to. Let's see. Okay guys, using the rounded walls are not working. So I am just going to make it kind of like a diagonal shape or something because I really don't want to mess with this build too much. So I'm just going to hit another Control F so we can create a little like diagonal shape here somehow. Okay, wait, that kind of works. On the inside of this little kitchen area, the back wall is brick. So I'm just going to add some brick, and then the sides of the wall are, to me, look like they're just made out of wood. So I'm just going to add this wood from the fairy pack. And I feel like we need some pillars in here. I feel like these pillars do the job at creating like this like built out woody space. I would love to add the little arch that's above it. I don't know if we have anything like that though. Maybe I can find an archway. Oh, this might, I don't think it's big enough. No. Well, actually, that could work. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna add this here because I feel like it kind of gives the vibe of the kitchen area. One day we'll be able to free place pillars, but until that day, I'm gonna be mad about it. And that's just my truth, honestly. I don't know if this area will be accessible. I'll have to check it out with another sim at some point because I'm a bit worried that it's not gonna be functional. But once again, this is a kitchenette, so they do have a little mini fridge. I'm just gonna kind of scooch everything forward because I think if I scooch it forward, it will make it accessible. And I think for the counters, I'm actually going to use this one from Snowy Escape because I really want some open shelving. Okay. There is a little sink in here. Okay, little sink added. On top of the fridge here, there is a little microwave. And now we need to add some shelves above here too. Let's see what we have in surfaces. These are a good contestant. I'm not entirely sure if these are exactly what I want to go with, but I do maybe want to add a little shelf underneath this one so that we can add mugs. I think I'm going to have to delete this wall for a second because I can't decorate this back wall with it. Okay, cute. And now I think I'm just gonna clutter it up with some mugs and things like that. Okay, and that's gonna be our little kitchenette nook. I really love how this area turned out. I think it is so stinking cute. I know I kind of jumped over it, but let's do this little dining area. Very, very cutesy. It's just a little dining table for two. It's a little brown table with a floral tablecloth on top of it. This one here might work. If I can find one in the right colors, that would be preferred. Ooh, wait, I feel like this one actually works perfectly. And the chairs are just like these little wooden carved chairs, so pretty easy to find something like that. Perfect. There is also this beautiful stained glass light that goes over top of this dining area. I don't know if we have any stained glass lights, which we really should. This one has like a little stained glass looking thing underneath. Actually, this one I feel like is a little bit more similar in shape, so I'm gonna go for this one here instead of what I have. There's also a very cutesy built-in shelf, which unfortunately we're not going to be able to recreate, but maybe we can find some sort of shelf to pay homage. I feel like this one could be a vibe, and I'm just going to add a little flower in here and a little trinket, and that's going to be the little dining room area. Let's move on to this little front area here. First, when you walk in, they have a little accent table here, which holds some books and the guest book as well, which honestly, it actually kind of looks like this. I'm also starting to think that this room is way too big. I think I might have to shorten it. That seems a little little bit better, but this part is still huge. I'm just gonna push this forward. That might be a bit better. I don't know, but I'm just gonna clutter this up really quickly. All right, here is the little front table. I think it turned out super duper cutie. Let's move on to the living room area. We do need to put a fireplace in the middle. I want a very woody fireplace because that's what they have. Ooh, yeah, this one from the Enchanted by Nature pack is kind of perfect. Before we do anything else, I want to build out the boulders around it. So I'm just gonna go around and place these rocks everywhere around this area to kind of make it look built in. Okay, I really like how it looks. Now we have to add the framed TV. Maybe one of the framed TVs has a piece of art that I think would fit in here. With some trial and error, I ended up combining this TV painting with this family portrait. Ignore the family that's in it, but I think it actually looks pretty good. Now I'm just gonna quickly decorate up this little top part here. And here is it all decorated up. Moving on to the rest of the living room. Right directly off to the left here, there is a little armchair. It looks like it's made out of like a brown leather. I feel like this one could work. It's a little bit cooler toned than the one that is actually there, but I think it'll do. Next over here, there is a couch that is actually like, this is on the back of it, so I might move this up or down. We'll see. But it's also a leather. It's a slightly darker leather than this though. I think I'm gonna go with this one even though it's slightly lighter. And I'm also gonna push this back here, I think. Gosh, there's so much room. I might scooch this back actually then. And then maybe we can find a better armchair. This could do the job. Okay, and on either side of this table, there's like two little round side tables. I kind of want to use these tables, even though they're not like exactly like the ones that are there. I feel like it fits the vibe because we don't have anything that's like exactly like those ones. I think I might just do them in two different colors maybe. Is that weird? No, I feel like it's kind of cool. And then we'll just decorate them up. We need a little lamp. Luckily, we do actually have some stained glass lamps from the dogs and cats pack. And with a teeny tiny bit of off-camera cluttering, this is going to be our living room area all complete. I think it looks so stinking cute. I do think I have to scooch it over a little bit though because I feel like a bed is not going to fit here. The bed is pretty close to the living room though. Yeah. Let me scooch this over really quick. Okay, we successfully scooted over the living room. I do lastly just want to add a little light as there is a stained glass chandelier hanging in the living room, which I think I'll probably use that same chandelier that I was going to use in the kitchen but didn't end up. Okay, moving over to the bedroom area. We have to find a bed with a cute quilt because the bed in this suite has a beautiful quilt. I'm not focusing too much on the actual exact colors. I'm gonna try to get as close as possible. And I have an idea in mind. I like this one with its quilt. It's just, do I care that the other one doesn't have really a bed frame like this? I think I'm gonna go with this bed just because I like the idea of the quilt. And then we can add some stuff around it to make it a little bit more like the bed that is in the suite. There is a little like ledge or platform or something behind the bed. So I am just raising up the floor back here to add something like this. I'm also gonna kind of like shimmy the bed into that. And then I'm gonna add some pillars here. I really wish we could just free place the pillars. Like, it's so annoying that we can't. Also, the wallpaper that's in this area is a different color than the wallpaper in the rest of this area. The wallpaper is actually blue. Oh, actually, I forgot, but the wallpaper here actually has lines in it. I think we do have a wallpaper like that and it might be in blue. I don't know. Oh, is there one that's just like paneling? I don't think so, but that's okay. We can use this one. On this little ledge here, there is like some little lamps. So I'm hoping I can find some little like, I think they're called like milk lights or something. Yeah, like these. These are perfect actually. I think I'm gonna put these pictures back here because I think they're cute. In front of the bed here, there is like a big curtain that comes across right here. Yeah, it looks really nice. And then over here, we have a little closet. I feel like this would be a good place to add the dresser from the new pack. I don't know why, I just feel like it would be nice. And then there's some more pictures on this wall over here. I really want to add, there's like some ones that we have from the new business and hobbies pack and it's like, they're like raccoons. And I kind of want to add that. Yeah, I like these ones with the raccoons because I feel like it fits the vibe of in here because all the paintings in here are raccoon or not, they're not raccoons, but they're bunnies. So it's kind of similar. I want to add some more of these lights over here just to lighten it up a bit. There is no carpet under the bed, unfortunately, but there is a light under the bed. It's like an underglow, which I can probably add with a light. Let's see what I can do. Technically, there is now a light that is glowing from underneath the bed. It's just not as bright bright as the one in real life, but it's there. Okay, and I think that's gonna be our little bedroom area all complete. Let's move on to the last piece that's in this like studio living room area, and that is the soaker tub. Once again, we do not have a round soaker tub, so we are going to have to make do with some sort of tub that is not round. Okay, I've put this soaker tub thing in here. It should be functional from out here. It does have some rocks around it, so I would like to include that. I wish this was just like one smaller, but let me see. Let me try and add some rocks and see if I can make it look a little bit better. Okay, we're gonna test this out and see if it works, and if it does, then we are gonna be done this little hot tub area. Oh, would you look at that? Why does he have a shirt on? Anyways, it works. I'm happy with it. Okay, lastly, we are going to be working on the bathroom. First, let's get a door. I think I want to use one from the fairy pack because it's kind of like the door that's there. There's not too much over in this area other than there's like a couple rocks in the wall here, so I'm gonna add a couple for decoration. Cute. I also added this little thing here, this little gallery wall from the fairy kit as well. In this corner though, there is a mirror, and it's actually like this purpley red color, just like this one, so I'm gonna add that. And we don't have a picture of an owl, but I'm gonna add this picture of a chicken here. Moving on to the actual inside of the bathroom, I think I might shorten this room because it's like actually ginormous. Starting with the walls and floors of the bathroom. The floors are just a simple white diamond tile. Let's see what I can find. It kind of looks like this. Oh wait, that's actually perfect. Cute. And the walls are this like beautiful like sea greeny, and they're kind of like all directions. They're not in one specific direction. I don't know what I have for that. I'm gonna look in green and blue in tile and hope that we have something. I was thinking this. I feel like this might be the closest that we have. We could also use this. That could work. I wish that we had one that was just straight up and down that was like exactly the same, because then I could like alternate. But I don't know if we have that. Is this a close enough color to do that? I'm just gonna alternate every other. I like that actually. That's really cute. Let's first, let's start with the toilet. I don't know why, but I feel like starting with the toilet. It's literally just a white toilet. It's nothing fancy. So I'm just gonna place a white toilet right here. Normalize putting garbage cans in your Sims bathrooms. You have them in real life, and they've got some cutie little pictures above the toilet here. So I'm just gonna add some little cutie pictures. There's a little thing here that's holding the toilet paper, which obviously we don't have in the Sims 4. So I'm just gonna create a little stack of toilet paper on the floor. There's also a towel rack here. Now moving on to the shower. The shower is just kind of, it's a walk-in. It's got black hardware. I can't put it in the middle, but I really want to. How am I gonna do this? I can add a wall and then delete the wall, maybe? Can I free place it, maybe? Gosh, hold on, guys. I think I'm cooking. Guys, I cooked. Oh, it's not center. Oh, gosh, hold on. I think that's good. I need to put curtains around this shower in this kind of shape. So I put some walls here, and I am hoping I can find some very beautiful, they also need to be white curtains. Okay, perfect. That looks so good. There's also a little shelf that's built into the side of the shower wall. Honestly, I could put this. Oh, wait, we do have one of these bathroom holder things. Let's throw that right there. I'm gonna add some shower stuff in here. I'm gonna put a little basket of toiletries in here. Cute. I think that's gonna be the shower. Let's move on to the vanity area, which is a little like built into the wall situation. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to find a counter that is the same color of the walls, which might be very difficult. Oh wait, oh my god, wait, this is like perfect. Hold on. Okay, cute. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna add a little mirror like they have in here. Oh, they have a little sink here as well. We've got another built-in shelf up here. There's a lot of built-in shelves, and I love it. They're so stinking cute. I'm gonna do the same one that we did in the shower, but I am going to do fully white. Put a little plant in there, little picture on the wall here, and let's get to cluttering up this countertop. They have a little drawer, which I don't know. This drawer isn't really giving the vibes, but it's what we've got. I don't really like the plastic of it. I found this little thing here, and I feel like it's perfect. Oh my gosh, and it matches perfectly too. It's actually this item. I've just sized it down and pushed it into there. I've got another little towel holder. I think I'm gonna use this thing, but just size it down. I think I'm gonna make it white instead though. Cute. We need like little tabletop mirrors, and we need them bad. Now I just need to fix the lighting in here. We need to add some pillars in here because there is some wood around here, but it's just, we can't really do as much as they actually have, but we can do a little bit. The lights in here are kind of like spotlight-esque. kind of like this actually. Maybe we could add another mirror, even though there's nothing on this back wall here. There we go, just to add something. And then we got to add a ottoman. I think this one here is kind of perfect. Oh no, I actually think the seat is made out of just fully wood. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now there is some rocks here coming out of the ceiling, so I think I'm just gonna quickly go and add some rocks up here just to add a little bit of dimension and continue with our like natural looking decor. And with that, I think that's pretty much gonna be the bathroom here all complete. And with the bathroom being all done, that means that we have completely finished the interior of the Underhill suite. Now I have a couple of things that I have to do off camera. Put the roof back on. I also have to replace the landscaping that I did on the roof because somehow it deleted itself, so I gotta redo that. And also there is a little bit of some landscaping in the front and I just want to finish the lot all together. So I'm gonna have that sped up over me talking right now because I need to just lock in and finish it. This build has taken me 4 days and I don't even want to know how many hours. So for this last bit, I'm just gonna lock in and speed it up over this part, but I'll see you in the tour. Lastly, I know I mentioned a third suite earlier, and that is actually the copper crown, which is still under construction internally and a little bit externally. However, we did get a little peek for you guys, but I guess we'll just have to come back once it's all finished. And with that, we have completed our recreation of the Hazelnut Inn. If you're still here, thank you so much for staying all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe as I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I had so much fun with this build, but honestly, I'm kind of happy that it's over because this build has taken me almost 2 weeks to complete. We actually went to the Hazelnut Inn at the beginning of August, so this video has been a long time coming, but I am very proud of this build. Definitely one of my best so far, in my opinion, not to toot my own horn. If you like this build and you want to download it for yourself, you can find it on the gallery under these hashtags, or my gallery ID is just Ryeua Sim. I didn't realize at the time while I was making it, but there is some modded content, i.e. the mannequins. They are actually wearing CC, so I do apologize. I wasn't thinking when I made them, but I'm sure you can find a different outfit for them. So I will link that CC down in the description as well if you want to download this build and want the mermaids to look exactly as they do in this tour. But if you don't, the mannequins will still be there and you can just decorate them however you like. I just want to say another huge thank you to the team at the Hazelnut Inn. I have been dreaming of going to the Hazelnut Inn ever since I drove past it for the first time a couple years back, and it feels like such a full circle moment because of this job. I get to do things like this, and I am just so grateful to have this job and to work with people like them. So thank you to you guys because none of this literally would be possible without you. And another huge shout out to my partner Lucas for driving us to the hotel, as well as being my unofficial cameraman. You are the best. Like I mentioned at the top of this video, if you want to see a blooper reel of our stay, as well as learn some more about the people behind the Hazelnut Inn, I did post an exclusive video for my YouTube members and tier 2 and 3 of my Patreon. By the way, we've been getting so many new members on there, so hey guys, thank you so much for joining. It really means so much to me. You can find a link to that video in the description. Also, while you're down in the description, make sure to go follow me on all my other social medias like my TikTok, Instagram, and my Twitch, where I'm live 3 times a week, normally at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, if you're going to be purchasing anything from the EA app anytime soon, make sure to use code RYEUASIM at checkout, as I receive a small commission when you do so. And since you stuck around till the very end of the video, I will give you a little hint as to what my next video is going to be. It will be a create-a-sim, and I will be creating some fairies from a certain series of books. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next time. Bye!